Y'all, don't hate. Like, I know I look like Pookie from Friday, but honey, I promise you, when I take these off, I'm going to show y'all this drop. But anyway, so I am doing Wisdom Wednesday. I do realize this is Thursday. I didn't get to do it yesterday, so I'm doing it today. Today's topic is high school trauma. A lot of times we don't like to deal with the past and everything, about, we don't want to relive our childhood, but a lot of times we don't deal with that stuff. We really don't, and then it becomes a situation where we become adults and we don't deal with what we went through as a child. Y'all have to realize that high school was a big portion of your life. Like, it was 4 years. I'm like, and just school in general, if you count in school in general from elementary all the way up to high school and to college, that was like 12 years of your life. And then there was college. So a lot of that can take effect. A lot of that can, shape your identity and the way that you see yourself, depending on how you were treated in high school. Like, I was treated like shit. Like, in middle school, it was the worst. And I was mostly picked on because of my weight. But I was talking to a friend, and she was sharing with me that she just felt like the people who were close to her, that she thought was her friends, really wasn't her friends, and it's like they still treat her the same way because she hadn't seen them in a while. So she finally, were able to see some of them, and it just seemed like they were very distant towards her. So high school trauma is real. I know people be like, oh, get over it. It was high school. No, because if you didn't deal with that then, it carried on into your adult life. I mean, even now, I see some people I went to school with, and they be like, oh, hey, Sabrina, how you doing? And I'm still like guarded, because I'm like, but when I was in school, you used to call me fat ass. Or when I was at school, you didn't even want to, be in the same proximity of me. So it takes getting used to when people approach you nowadays, and you know how they used to treat you. Sometimes you can't differentiate that. Like, those were so many years ago. Y'all, I'm telling my age. We'll just say it was around 15 years ago, almost. Let me see. 2004 to 2014 was 10. 15, 16, 19, 20, 20. Actually, it's been... We're not going to discuss that. But anyway, so... yeah, it just takes some getting used to. Like, it takes some getting used to. So I would implore you to really deal with that. And, a lot of times people are like, you have such high self-esteem about yourself. That's because I know what it's like not to have high self-esteem. And sometimes it takes me back to, sometimes when I look at myself, it takes me back to that teenage girl who was picked on. So it's always something that you deal with eternally, My advice would be to get therapy for that, to really deal with that if that's taking over your life. I would say I deal with it pretty well. This is not to say I don't need therapy, because everybody, in my opinion, can use a therapist. Those are people that God put in place to really, He put those people in place to really help us as it pertains to our mental. And that's not to say that we put all our faith in them, but they are a tool, and we should definitely use them. And with this being Mental Health Awareness Month, something that is very dear to my heart, because I know a lot of people deal with it. A lot of people have succumbed to it. High school trauma is real, so don't ever let anybody undermine that, or, girl, you should be done got over that by now. No. Because if you haven't dealt with that, it's still there. So I would advise everybody to really deal with the root of the problem, of what they dealt with in high school, and see a therapist. And see a therapist. That's my time, y'all. This has been not Wisdom Wednesday, but y'all get the drift. Walk in love, live in peace, and celebrate in joy. Be inspired. See.